Dueling Network updates video. Yes, it's finally here. On the forums we've been hearing about it for a good week now, and it's finally here. A major Dueling Network update. It's not like a few cards were added or a minor text was changed. A lot of things were added. So, first of all, the Detonator BLS, thank you for your hard work. This stuff is awesome. The Detonator here, one of the main administrators on Dueling Network, has provided us with guidelines as to what was changed, how it was changed, how it will help people. So I will be using this guide to show you how Dueling Network works. So let us just go on Dueling Network. They have a new intro song, that was to be expected. But yeah, main menu, nothing's changed yet. But let's see what this thing says. Alright, first of all, there's new host duel modes. Wow, you already see a lot of new things. I'll explain that for now. Host duel modes, you now have advanced... need to do it right here. You can have single with siding, single no siding, and 2 out of 3 match. Single with siding is something you've done so far. Yeah? Like, if you have a single duel, and if both players wish to rematch, you rematch, and you can switch out cards in your side deck. Single no siding, same concept, only after a player accepts the rematch, you're immediately taken to the screen that has the loser decide who goes first. Siding is skipped. And 2 out of 3 match. It is a match duel, so the first to win twice wins. I love that. On 2 out of 3 match, the match duels actually have a separate rating system, which I'll get to in a second. The next one, here it is, new rating section. The rated single duels and the rated match duels have separate ratings, but the experience that you get from both are combined in a certain way. So let's say you have 600 experience already on single and you just got 10 on match, then those can be seen as separate, but you can count them together as well for 610. There's a new profile viewer. I'll show that. Here we go. Ba-ba-dum! Profile viewer update. You still have the status, last seen, registered. Now you have separate rankings for both single and match duels. So at the moment, I've only done 1 match and I've lost against Chaos Dragons, but it was a really good match, so I don't mind. So yeah, single and match duels, they are now separate, which I'm really liking. Ranking system update. Yeah, they're separate. Oh yeah. Then of course we go to this, and here it doesn't show that much yet. This is like the regular screen that you would have seen before, the top 200. But this is single. Now if we go to match here at the bottom, you see the match ratings. And same for wins and experience. They're all for match or for single. Look here, watch. Single experience. Let's see the top 12 you can see here on the screen. If we go to total EXP, you can see the experience for match and single combined. Now it seems that the top 10 hasn't done anything there yet. But yeah, here. Oh wait, this one has match experience 4, single EXP 9022, so combined it's 9026. You can see that there's a difference there. The update was only implemented like a couple hours ago, so it doesn't really show you that much just yet, but it's awesome. And there's a lot more to go to, because we have a new lobby. We have a new system called unrated unlimited, because we have traditional unrated, meaning there's no banned section. All banned cards are limited, meaning you're allowed to have 1 in your deck. But if you click this here little button, you get to unlimited unrated, meaning there's no ban list at all, meaning you can put in 3 of everything. This can get really hectic, but it can also get really fun. I haven't tried it myself yet, but I know for certain that that is the case. And also, if you want to use your own ban list, you're allowed to use it if you play an unlimited unrated. But how are you going to do that? Dueling Network doesn't allow you to put more than one banned card in your decks. Let's say we go to the Photon deck the Photon deck. Here, the Photon deck. Let's say I want Raigeki. It's a banned card, but I can put one in my deck for if I want to play in traditional. But as you can see, it doesn't allow me to drag another one in there. But if I click bypass card limit, I can. Because then you can put a maximum of 3 in there. But then you can only use it in unlimited. Now, I explained the bypass card limit. And also, I won't be showing you this, but you can call an admin out anytime during your duel match. And then you can probably think, what, you could do that before the update, right? Not completely. You weren't able to call an admin when playing rock, paper, scissors. But let's say the game freezes for you, but the opponent is able to continue. Then you can still call an admin to cancel the duel and not have any rating lost. That way you won't lose any rating if you quit, because you can't continue if your game's frozen. And furthermore, you can now also call an admin when side decking in between duels. Normally that was not possible, but now it is. Next one is the sort deck option. Now here you see the save deck as option, and when siding, and here in the deck construction, you would always see the sort deck option, which would sort your deck in alphabetical order. First normal monsters, then effect monsters, then spells, then traps, and for the rest it's all on alphabetical order. But now that is gone. Here is now a save deck as option, but the sort button is right here, A to Z. Doesn't change much except for the thing right here. But I want to keep them in the order I have them in, because I like them in order of rank and then in order of attack. So I'm keeping them like this. Next, this sets as default in the duel room, because normally, well, on Dueling Network you can have one deck as your default deck. Meaning, let's say I want my Neo Galaxy deck as default, I say set as default, and then when I go into the duel room, that's the one that appears. But if you want to change your default deck, normally you'd have to go back to your deck constructor and go there. But now you could just click your deck here, set as default, and boom, you can do it here. That way you won't have to go back to the deck constructor to do that. Now there's deck colors in the duel room. Now I don't have any examples of this yet because all of my decks are the same, but there's 3. As you can notice, my whole list here is light blue. Light blue means it's a deck that can be used in advanced rated and advanced unrated. If it contains banned cards, but up to 1 copy of each, then it cannot be used in advanced, but it can be used in traditional, and it will be colored red to show that. And when it includes banned cards and it has, from at least one certain banned card, it has multiple copies, then it can only be used in unlimited, unrated, and the deck will be colored gray. That way you can make you can see easier which cards can be used where. Which, another one that I really like. There's new search parameters in the deck constructor. If we go to the deck constructor, as you can see, there's a few things here. Let's say we want a monster. And as you can see, the attack and defense things are now next to each other instead of on top of each other, because limit and order were added. Limit shows the amount of cards that you can have in your deck in the current ban list. 3 is, of course, unlimited, and I'm searching for unlimited monsters. 2 is for semi-limited, of which we don't really have that many monsters. 1 is limited. As you can see, only limited cards. And then 0, of course, is forbidden. That way you can maybe easier search for some staples that you might want to put in your deck. So let's go to Spell and Limited. There's quite a lot of cards here that you might want to add in your deck that are useful in a lot of decks, like Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, maybe Pot of Avarice. There's a lot of cards that can be very useful. Same for traps. Let's say I want to search traps and semi-limited. Here, Solemn Warning, Torrential, Bottomless, all can be very useful. So with this you can search easier for cards that are staples in certain decks. Now the other one here is Alpha and New first. With Alpha is the regular search order, which is just in alphabetical order. That's why it's Alpha. But some people really want to know when new cards are added and what cards those are. And I'll definitely be using this from time to time. I'm going to click New first, going to click on Nothing, and then in order from newest to oldest. This is the newest card added to Dueling Network as of when I'm recording this video. La Maison de Spellbook Tower, a field spell for spellbooks. And there's some magicals, and here is the new Six Samurai Xyz and Blackwing Gram the Shining Star, all quite new ones. And then you have the Mermails and the Thunder family, and also you have Mighty Warrior, Thunderspark Dragon, loads of traps. These are all from Return of the Duelist, I believe. Yeah, it must be. But yeah, I'm not gonna check it right now, but I'm wondering what card is at the complete beginning of this thing. What card was the very first card that was added? I'm not gonna check that now, but you can do that for yourself if you wish. Okay. That's very useful if you want to see what card is added. New. And furthermore, there's some bug fixes, because there were quite a few glitches here and there on Dueling Network. But BLS sets up a thread on the forums, and if people could could give exact steps how to activate a glitch, and that was reproducible, so BLS, if following those steps, could produce the exact same glitch, then that person would get a year's worth of donations on the end, meaning you get little nifty special thingies that you can do, like customized avatars and sleeves and such. And a few people have been able to do that, have been able to give steps to reproduce a glitch, and because they were able to reproduce, and BLS and the Detonator and the higher up admins were hopefully able to solve those issues, solve those glitches. So hopefully those bugs have now been fixed with this update so that they won't happen anymore. And that's really it. Although no, I'm forgetting one thing, the save deck as option, what that would be. Let's go to Neo Galaxy again. Let's say you have this deck and you want to make a new deck, but you want it to be quite similar to this one. Let's say you want a Photon deck like this, but with a lot more traps. But you like this deck as well, and you don't want to remove it. Because there's three things you can do. Either just keep this deck, go into new deck, and start from scratch, or you could just get a few cards, get rid of a few cards in this deck, put new cards in, save it, but then the old deck of mine, Neo Galaxy, would be gone. But now there's a new option. If you want to use a certain deck of yours as a sort of base for a new deck that you're building, and I'm going to use this one as an example. Won't be the best example, but just to show, let's say I don't want Royal Decrees. Let's say I don't like the Photon Lizards, and I want Warning and Judgment in there, and let's see other traps. I want Void Trap Hole and Big Bang Shot, and let's think of something else. Photon Wyvern, whatever. It's not the best example. Well, I wouldn't be using this deck, but it uses the old deck as a base. And now if you click Save Deck As, and then I'm gonna call it Photon T Example or something, whatever. And I click Photon T Example, and this deck will be saved as Photon T Example. If you go back, you'll see that this deck is saved. Neo Galaxy still exists, and Photon T Example also exists. With Save Deck As, just like in a Word document on your computer, you can use the old thing as a base, but save your new version as a completely new file, so that it won't override the other one and delete it. So that can also be very useful if you want to try different versions of the same deck. Like if you have Dragoonides, but you want a little more offensive Dragoonides, a little more defensive Dragoonides, or you use Photons, you want to use Skill Drain Photons, you want to use Xyz Photons. I don't really know. You can use a lot of things, but this is also what you can use in there. And I think that I've said everything. Think so? Yeah. Pretty sure I've said everything. So again, this is the Dueling Network update. I'm just going to delete Photon T Example since it was just an example, but yeah, this is Alka1993, and hereby I am signing off because I think I've covered everything. If you want to know more in detail about a certain thing, you can look it up on the forums, you can look it up on DN itself, or you can ask me in the comments of this video, and I will be happy to answer it. Alright guys, this was Alka1993 with a Dueling Network update of June 24th, 2012, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.